loved it, enjoyed it. Certainly was. That was during the early '70s, early in the mid '70s, and yeah, it was great. Decided to, I majored in television and radio, and because I knew it was something I wanted to make as a my career, and I'm blessed, Brad. It worked out fine, graduated, and then oh my God, literally about was less than 6 months later, I was fortunate to get my first job around Lansing, Michigan. Wasn't making much money, it didn't make much money at all. Like I said, calling high school games and Division III college football and basketball games. But you're 22 years old. Man, I loved it, and it was the best thing going. So yeah, it was exactly what I wanted to do, and that's why I have again. And I know it's difficult for young people today, because I have the great fortune. I speak to a lot of, whether it's broadcasting curriculum majors in a lot of the universities here in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan. I've done that a lot. I really enjoy doing it. And again, I use that word, but you got to be passionate about what you're doing. You got to believe in yourself. And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And the one thing I've had to kind of change my role on, though, is Brad. Like, for instance, sure, when I got out of college, I would have loved to start, in Detroit, or in Cleveland, or Chicago, Philly. Man, that was impossible back then. Now, I will say, and listen, I am absolutely thrilled. There are young men and women that are getting the opportunities now to maybe forego having to. I mean, I remember the first time I talked to a station manager, and again, I just happened to meet him while I was calling a small college football game, and I introduced myself and knew he was from was a station manager in Chicago. And he said, how long you been in the business? I said, well, now, a year and a half, sir. He said, tell you what, he said, you come back in about 10 years, and he said, you keep doing good things, about 10 years, maybe I give you a shot in Chicago.
Wow.
That always stuck with me. But
wow.
Honestly, that's what it was like. You had to pay your dues, man. You had to pay your dues. You had to put in your time and show that it just wasn't a thing. The business was. Now remember, though, there was not ESPN at that time. ESPN was just a few years away from coming. There weren't all the cable outlets, and there weren't all of the various now outlets that have contracts for college sports. There was the local ABC, NBC, and CBS affiliate in each city, major city, and that's it. So the jobs were kind of few and far between, and so that's why I said, well, I want to do the play-by-play thing. So that's why I started. I'm glad I started small, and like I said, calling games in Bluffton, Ohio, and calling Bluffton, and calling Earlham College and Defiance College. And I mean, listen, that's where you grow. That's where you grow, and that's where again, no, you're not making a lot of money, but that's okay. That's okay too, because I think for me, it really helped make me fully understand everything I had to put into it. Yes. And everything I had to achieve, and everything I had to do to set myself up in a position to be able to be looked at to call Division I college football, basketball, to be able to call the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL. So I don't regret it for a minute. Not at all, ever. I mean, I'm glad I started that way and had to work my way up the ranks, so to speak.